A coward dies 1,000 deaths. A soldier dies but once.
Welcome all, this is Blaezer RTW. I hope you are good. I'm pretty good. What am I on tonight? I am on the Hobgoblin Gold from Witchwood Brewery. Lovely jubbly. Only 4.5% though, but yeah, not too bad. Right then, let's crack on. 4v4, 31k. As we're at this end, save me messing around, let's start. It is I. I have got what? Oh, that's not me. What's that? 6 cav, 14-6. Then obviously we've already seen we've got Cow in the inside right. He looks like he's gone 14-6. Then we've got Pace, who was in the last one. What's that? 16-4. Oh no, is that 2 of his there? No, that'll be another 14-6. And then Spartan Commander with his build out on the far left. So facing up to them on the enemy's right is Lee. Basically, I think that's a 14-6, but with the Armoured General. Yeah, the annoying Armoured General. Yeah. Okay, and then the second one in this, I quite like that. Yeah. Formation has got Archer up front. Rest of them urban, 6 cav. Then we've got Sparky on their inside left. 14-6 is that? Yep. And then out on their far left, up against me at the moment, is Wolves Cappy. He's got a couple of Arch Auxilia, and then the rest of them urbans. Yeah, so I would suggest I'm probably again the weakest one on the field. It did take me a while to actually get an official win on it, and what I sort of found was that it sounds odd, like about that sort of pressure and that, but you don't want to let your teammates down, especially when it's like this, for example, where it's sort of 4 BH against others, AN others, as it were. So you don't want to let them down, but because you're new, you also want to impress as well. So you sort of, I think for like however many it was, I think it was about 8 or 9 games, I didn't get an official win. And yeah, I kept sort of being in a bit like not playing my natural game because I was a bit worried about everything else, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it's one of them. But you can see I'm rushing my infantry out to the left. Wolves is moving his up. Sparky moved up really. If Wolves would have attacked in tandem, I think Sparky would have cut me off, and then Wolves could have come in and finished him off. And I think Sparky would have fancied his chances of at least holding off the armies to do enough damage to me. Again, like I said, anyway, when you're sort of the newer one of the group, as it were, you tend to get targeted a bit at the beginning anyway. So normally, you can avert that by deploying quite far back in your box, so that there's all that distance and you sort of run on a diagonal. But yeah, I like to deploy forward. Set your stall out mentally to begin with. Yeah, Sparky's brought his cav out to the left. You can see as that cow's behind my, yeah. So it looks like we married up, but we actually got a little bit too tight. So I am actually against Wolf, so I need to be against him, if you see what I mean. So we're probably just going to line up now. What I'll do is I'll keep that on double. It doesn't look like, if it's going to happen anywhere, it's going to be down this end. So we'll have a look. Lee and Spartan Commander are very good sort of, reserve players, last line of defence, patching the holes, like sort of sitting back and just letting the game flow and sort of, being where they're needed, when they needed most of the time. So you can see I'm rushing up probably a bit quick. You know, I should really let our line get sorted out before I do anything. But it looks like I'm going to push up on Wolves because I might fancy my chances against him. So yeah, whether that's misguided, we will see. I would have thought with Sparky being next to him and having his cav out there that would be a bit silly, but we'll see. You can see with Wolves, I think he's been in one of the games before and he had the same formation, and it's like he's got 3 groups. You know, they're all grouped in 3, which is good when you're being aggressive and flanking because you can just press number 1, for example, this guy, aim him out, do that, bang, and then he'll just, you know what I mean, and move him about. But what I find is when you're defensive, it's quite difficult because you might want to bring what am I trying to say? Like if you want to sort of reverse back or face those all up, you know, say if he suddenly wanted to angle these off this way, the way we're facing, you'd have to do them sort of all individually rather than just sort of like when you have one block, you can just sort of do it in one movement. But yeah, so you can see it's all kicking off here on the left. Up there, up that end, there's not a lot going on. So we'll just focus down here for a minute. So I don't know if you've seen that, but I went in for a strike on Wolves' Peeler unit. I managed to just pull out, but one of my units did rout off because it just got caught in the back bit. It only lost about 10 horses, so he's not too bad. And now we've just caught up with it there. So I think that was Cal going in for a dig. He's taking a dig from the Brutii. You can see Sparky's loitering with intent. The Brutii's got a couple of cav coming out to the left. You can see Spartan Commander in the background. He's just shoring up the back. Oh no, sorry, I thought that was a Spartan Commander. He's just because of that front thing. So we're still waiting for Spartan Commander to catch up, and it's already kicking off on this side. So yeah, here's the main cav. You can see Sparky sent all his cav in now. Mine and Cal's is in there as well, along with a couple of urbans. Cal and myself are sending a couple of urbans into the fray as well, around the back of these 2 Brutii urbans at the back. We need to watch out that we don't get caught in the flank though. I've got a couple of a unit that's actually come through. I was probably hoping to pen the cav in, if you know what I mean. My cav's taken a hell of a dig there. I've hardly got any left. Spartan Commander's sending his round. I don't know what Lee's done with his. I can't see the SPQR, so it must still be with his army. We really need to do something here because I'm getting overrun. You can see my units are spread out. Which isn't good. That's not bad though. That's cleared out that unit, that one, and that one. So what I should be doing now is reforming my group, pulling my line up over here, and you know facing it up and re sort of grouping. But you'll notice that I've not done that. So I'm getting caught out here. But I've lost quite a lot of men actually. But these units here will all be the back line, so they're not too tight. Oh yeah, they are. Yeah, I need to watch out for that because Sparky's just going to strike me, and he could, although they're not technically engaged, he could, just because of the numbers and the force, he could rout that lot off. My general's still doing there. He's in the centre of the thick of it all. So Wolves Cappy, I can't see what infantry he's got left. I think, is it over here? Ah, yeah, there he is. So he's pulled back. He's got 3 or 4 units there in the centre. Cal's infantry hasn't been touched. I've regrouped now, so we're into sort of phase 2 or 1B if you want, something like that. I'm going to try and move mine across here to the right, but I've actually come forward too much. I should have come back a bit. Not sure what I'm doing there. Pressure's obviously got to me. Cav-wise, I'm not doing too bad for the Cav, actually. I thought I'd lost most of it. Pace has got 3 of his Cav coming out this way. Spartan Commander's got his there. SPQR Leo still hasn't sent his across. Okay, so yeah, you can see we're just everyone's regrouping after that first flurry. Wolves has got his infantry and his cav back here. He's probably going to reset that up over here in where Sparky's cav is. I bring mine out right to the right hand side. I want to form up now, get my peeler shield sorted, get my formation sorted, and start pushing up and pressing a bit more. But looks like Pace went for a dig on some of the urbans when they were running away. I'm going to turn my cav now and face into it and see if we can't get a couple of them routing, which we are. That's pretty good. There's only a small bit of the actual Brutii cav left. I thought there was a bit more unless he just got taken some out. There's actually a bit in there, but he's doing quite good there where he came in for the surrounding thing. At least if you're going to do it with small cav, at least do the surround rather than the try and forceful hit. You can see Sparky's coming into the centre while I'm moving, so that's a bit of an F up by me. I want to watch out because if my general gets taken out, you know, it's not the end of the world for Rome, but it obviously won't help matters. So that's a good little dig from him. If I can get a counter charge in there, I might do well just to take out his infantry. I think the trick to that is that when you've got your cav in there and it's going to take a counter charge, put it in guard mode. Basically, I think is the preferred method. And I think I don't know, but I think as well it's quite good if you're going to try and run through the centre of a line to put it in guard mode and then sort of all click behind. I think that's a technique, but I could be wrong on that. I don't know. I just sort of had a little play and it seemed to work. Yeah, so you can see, let me just pause that for a minute, because while I was chatting, I was just losing track of things. Okay, so out here on the left, we've got Spartan Commander still. He's sort of facing up with Lee. Lee's actually got all his cav left, so we just need to be a little bit careful that we don't run out of cav. I think Spartan Commander's got all his cav left as well. He's coming in for not a free dig, but he's not getting into the main melee of it. He's just going to try and, there you go, Booty Eye Generals there. If we can get that, that's probably his army gone. With regard to my army, it's spot the blue flag with the white bits in them. So again, I'm all over the place. I think I got hit on that sort of angle when I was walking like that. So it's going to be at the back there and then at the front. Cal looks like he's just reforming up his. It looks like Proxius and Sparky are coming in for a double rush in the centre, trying to hit me and get me out of the way. You can see my general's on his own there. I think his Cav's retreating, but with having so little infantry, I need to play a bit more of a defensive role now, if you know what I mean. I could probably do with actually pulling back and letting Pace and Cal deal with Sparky and Proxius, and me sort of just sit back, regroup, and then plug any holes when I need to and sort of refill in. That would be the best thing for me to do. Or at least just get my general out of there and get him behind one of these main lines where they're 3 deep, just so he doesn't get taken out stupidly. Other than that, all the Julii Cavs coming out, retreating. So let's just see. Really, the big attacks going on here in the far right, or the near ground as we look at it. Right, okay, we're going to get this general. Yeah, you can see right in the near ground, Cal's taking out those 2 urbans. There goes the Brutii General, so that's pretty good. You can see the Julii, both of them are regrouping their cav behind. I need to get my general out of there. He's too near the front of that line now for the amount of infantry that our team's got. He shouldn't be involved, so I need to move him back before he gets taken out. My cav's sitting in the back. Looks like I'm going to go in for a little charge in the centre. I'm going to get countercharged here by 3 lots of cav. Really, where's the other cav? Yeah, these guys, if they would have banged Proxius and cav now, or gone for like one of the Julii generals and run up that line, that would be sweet as. But as it is, my cav's taking the dig, so there goes my cav. Yeah, my general needs to be coming out of there, so he's actually engaged now, which is alarm. You know that if your general's engaged and it's at this stage of the battle, alarm bells need to be going off. Looks like, who was that? That was the Brutii as admitted defeat. In comes that big counter charge now. Is he going to do much damage? That's odd. I can only think that's the sheer amount of numbers that are in there, that not more of that's routed, because I would have thought a lot of that would have gone then. But yeah, there you go. So they're trying to save this left-hand side with their cav. Actually, Lee's brought his cav over here now. I've just got the remnants of a couple of urbans over here, so they're going to try and take us out before we get any flanking action on the go. I could have done with actually, like I said, regrouping and doing it methodically rather than having my general there, 1 unit there, 1 unit there, and 1 unit here. It should have all been together so I could control it, but I guess I'm a bit flabbergasted at the moment because yeah, it's all going on. It looks nice and slow here. This is the thing, when you look at it back, you can sort of like pick holes in it to your heart's content. It's all good in hindsight, isn't it? Yeah, there goes my general. Bad times. I'm going to drink a little bit of hobgoblin in his honour. Okay, so yeah, in comes the cav charge from Spartan Commander. If he could just catch the Julii General, Proxius' general, that would be quite nice. He might even set off 2 or 3 of those units routing next to him. Lee's got all the way around. We need to watch this because although he's surrounded, this group of 4 or 5 here, cows, if that takes a dig from all this cav, that's going to go, and that's going to be bad news. That's a nice angle Lee's come in at as well. If he aims for the back one of them, they'll try and run through all that. We could countercharge Lee's cav though, especially if Spartan Commander can get a nice little strike, and that does the world of favours. I haven't seen Lee's general anywhere, so spot the general. Oh, there he is. Sorry. So he'll be there hitting his rally function behind all of it, which will give a boost, an extra boost to all of it. So if it comes down to a tight tussle in the end, that could make all the difference. That's a nice charge by Spartan Commander, again going for that Julii General, who seems to be invincible. It's actually routed off 2 or 3 of them now, but have you seen 2 or 3, 4 of ours have gone, 3 of theirs, 5 of ours. In comes the general again into the side. He's desperate to get Cal's general there just so he can start off a little chain route. Doesn't look like it's going to happen though. Infantry wise, at this end, it doesn't look like there's too much engaged. Lee's actually brought a couple over to engage. You can see Proxius is doing what I should have done a long time ago, which is regroup my units behind the main line, set them up, get them all sorted, get a plan of action, and go at it. So fair play to him. That could be decisive. And that's what the Romans would have done in real time. The first line would have engaged. Then when they were tired, they would have retreated behind the second line. And then after they were tired, they would have retreated to the third line. And it got more experience as you went back. So at the end of the day, when the enemy worked his way through to the third line, it was the most experienced, battle-hardened, crew in there. So they're actually... Yeah... It's odd sometimes, isn't it? Because I would have thought they would have had a lot less than that, but no, they're doing well. And you can see, yeah, Proxius is doing quite well here. They've just extended the line, and although all his units are battle depleted, that's just going to hold it up. You can see Cal's infantry is regrouping now as well. Really coming in on the back of this general and these units getting in this hole here and then whacking with the cav. That'll probably route this whole left wing off. I would have liked to have seen a couple of urbans come in this gap here just to surround them on 3 sides when that cav hit. But you know, like I said, easy in hindsight. I'm out of the game, so I can't really talk. On this side, they're finally engaging now, so it looks like it's getting right down to the wire infantry-wise. I'm just trying to see what Cav's left in the game. Cal's got very little here, probably 30 units in total. Spartan Commander's probably got 30, 40 units in total of Cav. I can see the pink flag for Lee's general here. Can't see if he's got any other Cav. No. Okay, so it's all here. It's getting pretty tense. I'll give you a little work round of it all. You can sort of see what's going on. So we've got the main. Lee's actually got a unit in here. Spartan Commander's widened his line quite well, so he's not likely to get flanked by anything. There's some Julii SPQR here, then a back line of the Julii, which the SPQR, which is the reserve line for this Julii, which is just routing off here. Then there's a clump of Julii that Spartan Commander's just about to try and hit or try and go for this general. They've got 2 generals over here, and I guess Lee's is over here somewhere. I think that would just be in range, that area as well, so that would be quite tough to route that lot off, although 2 have gone, so that's pretty good. But we still didn't get those generals. We need to get those generals on the go. In comes some cav here from the right. So if that could come into the back of those generals now, that would probably might do it, especially if Spartan Commander... Oh, there goes one of them. Yeah, was that this whole right wing gone from our point of view there, left wing? Not quite all of it. There's still... Yeah, look at that. I mean, he's only just warmed up that unit, so he's going to stick around for a bit. Plus, there's a general in there. If we could take that general out and get him a bit isolated, this guy, we could route him out, and then that's 8 units freed up to my eye. 8 to 10 units freed up. As it is, Lee's probably seen the trouble. He's just plugging his left flank a little bit, getting his general involved, hitting the rally function, making them stick around longer than they would do normally. Obviously, that's going to be true for the Julii troops that they're around as well. So they're just going to stick around that little bit longer and just not route that little bit quicker than they normally would. What's this coming in from the back? Proxy's got some Archer Auxilia coming in from the back, so that's pretty good. They've run out of arrows, that's all they can do. You can see Spartan Commander's held well on this left, but Lee's actually doing a good job of holding him off. General got a sword to the face, so that's always a good way to go. Their defensive line to me looks really thin, but it's not. It's actually really thick. So yeah, that's a good patching up job by Lee. You can see Spartan Commander's done the same. It's all tit for tat on that side. So this left wing, as we're looking at it now, our right wing is really crucial because that's all eye for an eye over there. So whatever wins here, I think is going to do it. And to my eye, Lee's getting his general involved on that side now. So we need to be careful he doesn't rout off a couple of tired troops. The general's still there, still got 26. Yeah, Lee's plugged it with quite decent numbers there. Yeah, they're going to win this left flank, and I think that could be not good times for our team. Okay, yeah, you can see they're all spilling through that centre line now. The Cal's general's tied up over here, but there's 3 of their units there, so they're more than capable of doing it. Lee's brought his units round. He's going to rush in from the back now. As long as he ties up that general, I would, with one of them, and then rush the other 3 straight into the back. He's probably going to do it in the other order, though, so yeah, fair play to him. And this lot should all go like a house of cards. You can see Lee's general's still out there. Wouldn't surprise me to see him come in the back and start smashing up the back of Spartan Commander's army in a minute. To my eye, I think he's the only one left, is he? On our team. Yep, so it's all down to Spartan Commander, but I think we've given him too much to do. Lee's got his general giving his morale boost as well. In comes Proxius's last 2 units just to get us around on the lot, and if they can just roll up that little line, I think as soon he's got quite good numbers here, Spartan Commander. But you can see what Lee's done, which is really good, is that he's held up 4 units, 4 pretty good units for Spartan Commander, with 1 unit that had like 15, 20 in it. You know, that 2 of them, if he would have routed, could have gone round, surrounded them, and then that lot would have been gone. As it is, another one of Spartan Commander's units has routed. They're slowly but surely just turning the screw. Lee's general still involved there, sticking around to the end. 4 left. So yeah, better from that angle. Where is it? Yeah, probably. Sorry. Yeah, I see the numbers swiftly moving in their favour. So yeah, we'll just let that play out for a second. Okay. Yeah, I mean, just trying to think where. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm not going to say if I would have put my units and fallen them back and regrouped them and this, that, and the other, that we would have won. That was the turning point of the game. And also, you know, sort of it was tit for tat because there was, although my army got taken out pretty quickly, so did Wolf's Cappy. So. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one, really. It might have just been one of those games where all the little things add up, and it's not one particular obvious thing that happened. It might have just been a few counter charges that came in the right way, a couple of units that didn't rout off maybe when we thought they would, and things like that. You know, just things that sort of just then you've got to go back and give them another hit, which can then just mean that you not paying attention to another part of the battlefield for that split second and this, that, and the other. So yeah, I don't think there was any real massive mistakes. Maybe should have regrouped a bit more at the beginning, lined up properly. But yeah, if someone comes for me, I tend to turn and just push on them regardless, and you'll see a fair few where that happens. But that was a good game to everyone. I really enjoyed watching that one back. Enjoyed playing it as well. I like those ones where it just goes mental, you know what I mean? And it's all the car firing in at once. There's no real tactical precision strikes in that. It's just get it in there and just hope for the best sort of thing. I do like those games. You can see from the battlefield that it's all here, all at this end of the battlefield, which is how we like it. So yeah, I mean, close defeat. They had quite a lot left in comparison. Sparky, done well. One of the best players in the game, so not surprising. Lee done really well in the role that he played as well. So yeah, good game to everyone. We all learned a little something. I did anyway. So yeah, good times. See you later.
Call me Blaezer.